These mayors want to run the city, but they don't want to run the country, or they want to run the country and they can't run the city. We're going to talk about that in these police action shootings that has happened here in Indianapolis and happened in South Bend. Buckle up. We're getting ready to go after the butt naked truth. Welcome. For those who don't know, this is Elder Mmoja Ajabu, your host for After Naked Truth. This program is designed to strip the clothes off of well-dressed lies. And because the truth won't have on any clothes, this program is X-rated. So if you are afraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth, I would suggest that you put yourself elsewhere, because you're listening to the most truthful talk show host in the business, unbought, unbossed, and unafraid. Today, I think I have my female cohort. I mean, she is fire in female form. Sister Latava, my Billy Django, is here to discuss with us her feelings on police action shootings. And she has actually written a book. Can you put that up for me, sir? She's actually written a book that we're going to get into in an extensive basis, because it sets the platform and analysis of where we are as a people right now, here, live, and in living color. So I would want you to help give greetings to my sister, Latava, my Belly Django.
Right on.
Now, I was just reading your book, and the name of her book is It Is Time. And a certain sentence caught me. It says, it is time to stand fertile. Mm-hmm. Now, when she said fertile, for some reason in my mind, I went to firm. But she said it's time to stand fertile. And I want her to unwrap that fertile. What do you mean by fertile? But let me complete the sentence. It is time to stand fertile in the face of what appears to be extinction. Willing, capable, and eager to fight on behalf of our offspring, our land, and the blood of our people shed before our eyes. I'm not going to go any further than that. Talk to me about fertile.
Standing fertile in a way that will not die, in a way that will bring future life, and not only the potential for future life, but to empower the future generations and strands of our warriorship. So intentionally standing fertile means to do the things that are necessary to not only preserve the life we have, but to carve out a path for the life of those that must come after us, so that what we're doing is sustainable in a way that will not only bear fruit, but is able to reproduce.
So when you say fertile, you're talking about being able to breathe, have something come after you. You know,
That's
be
right.
the beginning,
That's right.
not the end.
That's right.
Something that's going to sustain life, something that's going to protect life.
That's right.
Something that says, look, my life is worth living, and if there's a choice between mine and yours, the choice is easy.
That's right.
I choose mine.
Absolutely.
When you talk about these police action shootings, it was interesting. And you shared a watch party, and I was listening to Chief Roach, and he was talking about this flex team. And when you're talking about the flex team, I had done some research. And I pulled up an article that announced the creation of IMPD's FLEC team. And when it was created, they said it was to work to address Hoosier homelessness. And this article was generated November the 14th, 2018. Twice a week, the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department's FLEX team walks through the city's homeless camps to check in on people and provide them with help, any help they can. This is Channel 6. And Channel 6 says that they tagged along with IMPD as they engaged one-on-one with some of the city's homeless. This was back in November of 2018. Then we come to the shooting of Juwan. Give me his name.
Deshaun.
Mm-hmm. And we find out that it was the FLEX team
that did the shooting.
That done the shooting. Mm-hmm. That done the stop. Done the shooting. And he's not homeless. The people in the van.
But you didn't just find out the FLEX team did the shooting and did the traffic stop. You also found out that Live PD was trailing the FLEX team, similar fashion that RTV6 trailed the FLEX team last year in November. Live PD was also trailing the FLEX team this year, this past Friday, when the brother was killed.
See, that's new information to me. And see, when I was listening to Chief Roach, he said that there was no video.
He said there was no body cam video.
That's a good point.
IMPD, even back when it was IPD, had dash cams. So they should have dash cam video, even if they don't have body cam video. I know I've interrupted what you were about to say.
No.
But I just want to make sure.
We're here to inform the people. And see, I'm not here to say that I know it all.
No. I just want to make sure that as this narrative moves forward, when I am present, I want to add, because a lot of times what happens with us, our story is given to us in a way that doesn't give a complete picture of what has taken place and the infringement against our rights.
So what I would deduct from what you just said is that there is video, not necessarily from a body cam, but there might be video from a dash cam. And then what is this organization that you call?
Live PD.
What is that?
Live PD is a show that, or it may be PD Live. I think it's Live PD. Basically what has happened, and this is since I was home last, there is the over-policing of Black communities is being streamed live in reality show entertainment fashion. And it's supposedly unedited. It's offered up to monitor. It's marketed to the people as a way of holding police departments, local police departments accountable. But the unfortunate side effect or byproduct of a show like Live PD is, one, they have no way of knowing what type of law enforcement activities they're going to happen to witness and record and share live. They do broadcast, because they're streaming live, they do broadcast even crimes allegedly committed by even minors without any parental representation, legal representation, or things of that nature. They are not an edited program, and so there's no way to present the innocent until proven guilty component that a former show, Cops, if people remember that from the late 90s, they're not able to do it in that fashion. So this is not journalism, it's just reckless live streaming. Additionally to that, the biggest byproduct of it is it makes people complacent, because in the age of social media, we sit and watch these things like reality TV, and it allows us to be complacent in the face of our rights being violated. We watch it for entertainment, and you see young people or people who are of the social media era swapping recordings that they have garnered of these live streams in an entertaining fashion, like, oh look, she's going to run, or oh look, oh they're going to get him. They're waging on what's going to happen next because they know the narrative of dealing with police departments. And by and large, Black communities and impoverished communities are largely over-policed. Mm-hmm. And so with cameras present and the pressure to produce good footage and ratings, which is what any program is all about,
TV,
people are overly handled, and that's what happened.
Where is this video broadcast?
I'm sure we could pull it up. Live PD streams live, and it's accessible on the internet. And so, like anything, once it goes out, it's there forever. So I'm sure it would not take much for us to pull it up.
So I'm my producer.
Perhaps
I'm gonna put that on you to try to find that. And if you can find that while we're on this program, I sure would like for you to put that on the screen.
I hate to ask while we're on the air, do I have a link for what I should be doing here?
She wants the live link so she can tie her audience in.
Is that on your page?
No, it's not. No.
Okay.
But go ahead. I'm so sorry.
We're working it out as we go because we're trying to tie everybody in.
Right.
Because this information is not information that you can get anywhere. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the naked truth. You are listening to the most truthful talk show host in the business, and my sister. Boy, look, y'all better buckle up. But let me finish this analysis. You got it?
Not yet, but he's going to send it to me.
So we find out in November of 2018, Channel 6 is reporting that the Flex team works to address Hoosier homelessness. And they not only report that, they confirm that by going out with IMPD and engage one-on-one with some of the city's homeless. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to August 2019. There's an article, officer shoot man who IMPD says show gun during traffic stop. This was posted August 2nd, 2019. This article...
Give me a word for a moment. Like people, Billy Gango does not allow people to post their timeline.
Tag me to it.
We won't let me tag us. I can't see
Is it on your page, Ajabu?
It should be on my page.
It's on Ajabu's page?
Yes, it's streaming to the page.
I'll get it.
Okay.
That's we're trying. We'll
we're trying to tie everybody in. So y'all work. Okay, and what I got is your sports show. Oh, there it is.
Okay. You sent it where?
Somebody, damn it, make it say, get her the link, please.
Yes. Well,
I'm gonna ask. So, but you sent it where?
To your page.
You sent it to my inbox. You tagged me.
Okay, now I'm getting. I'm
so you're like, forgive me. That's fine. I'll get it. Got it.
All right. So I'm gonna turn mine down so we don't. We're trying to tie everybody in.
But I don't even know what to do with this here. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask. Okay, so we did that.
Turn your audio down.
Audio is down, but that doesn't give me what I'm looking for.
Okay. We're going to let the producer work that out.
Okay, I have it now.
You have it?
I do.
Okay, so now, again, IMPD's Flex team was supposedly dealing with the homeless back in November 2018, and this was RTV6 reporting and confirming that they rode with them in order for them to be dealing with the homeless. Okay. Fast forward to August 2nd, 2019, in an article by Daniel Bradley, who is with WRTV. In his article, he's talking about the shooting that just happened here a couple of weeks ago with Duane.
Deshaun.
Deshaun. I don't know why his name won't stick with me. And there's an editor's note. It says, due to a reporting error, a previous version of this story stated IMPD flex team officers were assigned to work with homeless people in Indianapolis. What? That article was back in November. So it took you 8 months to determine that there was an error? And why is that important? Because it was the flex team that initially stopped Deshaun. It was the flex team.
They didn't stop Deshaun. They stopped another, and forgive me for interrupting repeatedly, but Deshaun was a passenger in this vehicle. They didn't stop him.
No.
They stopped the vehicle. He was a passenger in.
Point well taken.
Okay.
They stopped the vehicle that Deshaun was in. When you stop, or a traffic stop, there's supposed to be what they call probable cause. There's supposed to be a reason. Now, Chief Roach was saying, well, there was an investigation. We had word that there was a drug deal and there was a van involved, and so we stopped the van. That ain't enough. There's got to be more than that. If you just driving and you supposedly in a drug deal, how do you tell it's a drug deal? Did you acquire some drugs? Did you just know that by looking at it? And then we find out, and I asked D. Ross, who's with the family, was there a traffic ticket? So no. So if they don't have probable cause to stop the vehicle, in law there's called fruit of a poison tree. Saying that if the stop is not valid, then everything that you find after the stop cannot be used in the court of law because it was found through inadequate due process. But
even if there had been a traffic stop because they suspected the occupants of that vehicle to be involved in a drug deal, even if that were the case, pardon me, even if they had 4 kilos of cocaine on the dashboard, they could have had 4 keys of cocaine on the dashboard, stolen kittens in the trunk. None of that warrants the action that was taken by the officers.
Don't get me to say.
No, I'm not thinking that's what you're saying. But what I'm saying, and I'm adamantly saying, is that until you process the traffic stop, you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know. It's all the usual things. They usually come to us with, this person had a warrant, this person had a criminal background, this person had possession of something illegal, this person had a weapon. You don't know any of that during just a standard traffic stop, a routine traffic stop. And so until you've done those things, you don't know any of this.
I agree. We're on the same page. Perfect. You know, you just beat me to the punch, and I'm so nice. I'm just letting you beat me up. But the point is the flex team stops, and WRTV, who was with the flex team when they supposedly was created and said that they was a homeless initiative, now they want to come back and say, we made a mistake due to reporting error. Now, 8 months later, you're going to tell me that this article that you put out in November is incorrect because now the flex team has stopped a vehicle, killed a man, and IMPD is saying that they are a proactive, I think that's the word they use. They are a proactive police force.
Here? Addressing some of the city's most violent offenders?
Yeah, they are often assigned to pursue the city's most violent offenders. Going back to your point, how do you know that?
Because this was always the case. Here, first of all, you have to take this one. This is the lie. This is what, it wasn't a reporting error.
No.
This is the grape flavor they use in the Kool-Aid that they serve the people. They wanted it approved to create flex teams in IMPD. They wanted the people not to give any pushback because flex teams were off the status quo, the standard norm, not exactly held. Hence, flex team. And they can operate in the gray areas.
And when we talk
market.
about on the streets, when we talk about flexing, what we talking about?
This is the muscle,
Yeah.
right? Okay, they're kicking in the door. But you knew this was like anybody who moves in the streets. I am in no way near a politician. I have no ambitions of being in people's mix. So this is the beauty of being a free black woman. As soon as you read the first few sentences of this, twice a week, Indianapolis, which is basically IMPD, Flex Team walks through the city's homeless camps to check in on people and provide them with any help. Anybody in the hood knows. Police coming through to check in on you is not to see if you need any help.
Right.
They checking IDs, they checking for warrants. Everybody in the streets knows this. Nobody moving around thinks that any police action coming through your neighborhood is to see if you need any help.
We know
no
that.
law enforcement
We know that's
operates
a lie.
that way.
Right.
So we knew that was a lie. And RTV6 didn't have a reporting error. You said you rode along. So that means you were complicit with this action. You were there. You didn't just misrepresent what you saw. You participated in this action. You reported what you saw. From there, now you have to clean it up because the flex team is operating outside of what you said they were there to do to begin with.
All right. My sister is doing the analysis, and we agree. And that was my analysis, that RTV is complicit in telling the lie that IMPD wants the people to believe how they're policing out there. See, that's what on this show, After Naked Truth, we call a well-dressed lie. And our job, and we're doing a good job, is to strip the clothes off of that well-dressed lie. And so you're talking about the police, they're telling you, they are often assigned to pursue the city's most violent offenders. That means that they ain't worried about having probable cause. And in fact, when you listened to or read the article from Kendall Adams, he says they intentionally do not wear body cameras. Mm-hmm. Now the chief was out, we just ain't got it to them yet. But Kendall, who is the spokesman for IPD, he said they intentionally do not wear body cameras because they know they're going to be out there flexing.
Everybody's got a job to do. The chief has to do his job, which is to be, appropriate in front of the camera. He has to say what is politically correct. Everybody has a job to do. The flex team has a job to do. I have a job to do. You have a job to do. I have to say, just like we're looking at this, in the streets what we call the alphabet boys. Typically people assume you're only talking about PD, CIA, FBI. You have to add the roll call, the call letters of these local media outlets and even national media outlets, CNN. All of those are the alphabet boys. What this whole thing should show you is that all of these people are in cahoots. All of this, from your media outlet, journalism is gone. Y'all listen to the news every night and they're quoting Twitter, social media, and this is supposed to be news. There's no journalism there. They're not looking for truth because they'll change the narrative to fit and cover whatever new thing has come up. They play it as they go along, and the people have to get upset. The people will have to get angry. The people have to get angry. And at some point we have to say enough is enough, because law enforcement in the state of Indiana is no different than law enforcement across the country. They've drawn a line, they've militarized, and they are ascending upon our people and in military fashion. And the war that is waged against the civilians, what we have to remember is police officers are civilians in uniform. If any of us had committed the same acts, even if those officers committed these acts were not on duty, the process would have been handled much differently than is being handled with these officers who are on duty. Police officers are civilians. That means they all did it. That means they all did it. That means, and the reason I'm saying,
law for the police and a law application of it.
The application of it. The law is the same, but when I say they all did it, I'm saying no differently than if I commit a murder and I call you after I commit a murder and ask you to come and help me get rid of this body. I'm not the only one going to prison. If my child is in a stolen vehicle, even if they're in that stolen vehicle after the fact, the driver is not the only one going to jail. They all did it. Good cops would arrest bad cops, and you ain't had a cop arrested yet. IMPD and IPD have been stacking bodies. This is the most recent body. They got a body in South Bend that barely got cold before they had another body in Indianapolis.
We didn't even get a chance to broach that situation. Where are we?
And before we got the body in South Bend, we had the body downtown in the jail. A brother who was, before I even came home, there was a brother found dead in the jail. Then we got the body in South Bend, and now we got the body. In 1 month's time, in less than 30 days, IMPD has racked up 3 bodies.
Yeah.
Indiana law enforcement.
So the question becomes, and I'll let you answer. What's the solution? When you talk about in your book, it is time to stand fertile in the face of what appears to be extinction. These people are trying to take us off the face of the earth. What's the solution?
Self-preservation is the first law of nature. There are no limits, no boundaries. There's nothing you should not be willing to do to preserve your life and the life of your children. And you have people actively, and not just law enforcement, but anything that is seeking to take you off this earth, you have an obligation to safeguard your life and the life of your future well-being. And I mean everything. I don't mean, you have a lot of people say get out and vote, if that's what you like, but I'm not
Will that stop us from getting shot down and killed on the streets?
The same way a restraining order will stop you from being abused. So
I take that answer to be no.
I am not in favor of disarming the black community. I'm not in favor of saying guns are the problem. I am definitely for gun rights. I'm absolutely for gun rights. I'm for firearm training, firearm safety, and marksmanship. I'm for that. I do not think we need to take guns out of the black community. In fact, I don't think we have enough guns in the black community. I think we need more firearm training, firearm safety training, and marksmanship. That's what we need in the black community. And I think young black people, particularly millennials, need to be politicized to know who their true enemies are. That's what I think. I think that we can address poverty. I think we are allowing ourselves to be over-policed and terrorized from the inside out and from the outside in. And sooner or later, we've got to stop this flow of blood. Right now, until there is some bloodletting, I've said this before, if you let people have blood for free, they soon become vampires. And IMPD has been bloodthirsty for 100 damn years. At some point, you got to stop letting them have blood for free. And I'm adamant about that. They should not be able to kill for free.
So it sounds like to me that on IMPD, there's a bunch of vampires.
IMPD is a department of vampires.
And we have taught them as a community, as a people, that it's all right for them to be vampires because we have not put a price on our lives.
Absolutely.
And so when we start putting a price on our lives,
absolutely.
And I have personal experience.
Yes, you do.
With putting a price.
Yes, you do.
On our lives. Because they wanted to kill my son.
Yeah.
They told me that they were going to kill my son. And I told them that if you kill my son, then other death sentences would be carried out.
That's true. That did happen.
They took me at my word.
Yes, and if they believe you,
well, they better.
No, if anyone they believe,
no.
They better. Absolutely, I hear you, brother. And basically, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
if a person believes that they can get away with stomping you in the ground, they will.
And we learned that in high school, grade school.
You learned that in grade school. You learned this in kindergarten.
Yeah, you can't let a bully you. even if you're gonna lose the fight, you got to.
You got to be willing to fight.
You got
and the
to
people
fight.
have got to be willing to
and
fight.
And people will see, even though you lost the fight,
you are willing to fight. It's
he
gonna
will
have
fight.
to be a fight.
Yeah, he
will
will fight.
To be a fight.
You know, so we have got to quit sending the signals, and I'm sure you would agree with this. That
our lives have no cost.
That we're not willing to fight because we're willing to turn in our guns in these gun turning
and to turn another cheek.
I'm going to have to invite you back.
I'll come back.
You know, because we did not have enough time to really unwrap this, and the time is out. You've been listening to Elder Mmoja Ajabu and his guest, Latava, my Billy Django.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Because I see
that
you're unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth.
Right on.
Blessed are those who struggle, for oppression is worse than the grave. It's much more noble to fight for a cause than to live and die enslaved. We are the Africans. Peace.
This is not a test.
If you listen to this program, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth. This program is X-rated.
You ready? You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You are now tuned into the world's most honest talk show host, the Elder Mmoja Ajabu.